Tim Pawlenty served as the governor there in Minnesota for a couple terms, 2003 to 2011. Former presidential candidate as well joins us live tonight once again here on the Hill. Governor, thanks for being with us. I know you've had now, I guess, sort of half a day, call it, to process this. Where are you tonight on what's happening in your state? And what have you witnessed today from your lens?
A very sad and tragic day in Minneapolis and in Minnesota, another one, and there's been a lot of them in this state. So my heart is heavy for my state, and as on a human level, regardless of the politics of the woman who was shot, Ms. Good, you hate to see that any of that, and our condolences go out to her family. She's a mother, she's got other relatives, she's a loved one of lots of people. So on a human level, of course, we are concerned about that. I'm glad the protests today have been mostly peaceful. That's terrific. I'm also just amazed by how everybody has already gone to their, red and blue teams as to how they view this video, how politicians made big legal conclusions, sweeping conclusions within hours of this event without all the evidence even being started to be collected. So I really wish that didn't happen, but that's the world we live in. And I hope now that the investigation can flesh out all the facts and we can get a fair result.
So along that side, let me play some sound from both the White House and Minnesota. But here's J.D. Vance, who went to the podium, the vice president, earlier today.
That woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation in the United States of America. That woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job.
Is he on the right tone there?
Well, the tone is pretty strong. I don't know what information he has to back that up. I'm sure they'll release it if they have it, but I don't know that the vice president would be at a podium making those kind of claims without the facts and data to back it up. So in the coming days or weeks, they're going to have to back that up. I can't comment on whether it's sufficient, but as to the tone, it's a strong tone for sure.
Here was the governor there, Tim Walz, one of your predecessors, speaking today.
This is a brazen use of force. They want us to bend the knee. They want us to capitulate. The way we give them what they want is allow them to use this as an excuse to put more troops on the ground. Use them as an excuse to show that these are violent protests.
What do you make of what the governor's saying there tonight in your home state?
Well, it's ICE has been in Minnesota and in Minneapolis for decades, and there hasn't been this big a problem before. And of course, we have this weird standoff where the federal agencies don't trust the locals because they're sanctuary cities and it's a sanctuary state, unfortunately. And so they don't want to give them information or cooperate with them. And the locals won't cooperate or protect the ICE officials. And so you have no partnership at all going with these two agencies. And the rhetoric as to whether it's being political or not, this woman undeniably parked her car across the street in a way that blocked traffic. You saw the rest of the video. You got to watch it from both the front and the side. People can draw their own conclusions. But she was there in part to protest, but she did in some level obstruct legal process, no question.
Do you think the Trump administration should send more ICE agents into Minnesota as they are?
I don't know that it's the volume, but obviously this has now been very politicized. It's very emotional. You can see that in the tone that's being used by all the speakers. It's political at some level. Unfortunately, it's a tragedy turned political. We do have a significant immigration problem here, but I don't think the question is the volume of ICE officers. It's how the protesters, the public officials, and the leaders either receive and help that effort or obstruct it, or in some cases violently resist it.
Let me leave you with this. As a former governor there of Minnesota and the investigation being handled at the federal level and not at the local level, is that something you would have been comfortable with?
Given the dynamics here and all the mistrust and all the conspiracy theories, I think everybody would be well served if they jointly investigated. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in Minnesota, or the BCA, is a highly regarded professional law enforcement and investigatory agency. They wouldn't be a problem in terms of the politics either way, and I think they would also add a lot of credibility to whatever the results were that came out. So I think that's a missed opportunity, and I think it would have gone better that way, and it certainly would have endeared more trust or generated more trust in the outcome.
Real quick before I run, Tim Walz, the governor, has threatened to potentially use the National Guard. Is that needed? Should he even consider it?
Well, so far he doesn't have to because the protests have been peaceful. You know, he was severely criticized, and I think rightfully so, about being slowed and delayed in calling out the National Guard in the wake of the George Floyd protests. And so I'm sure he's going to try to not repeat that very bad mistake again. I think they're ready to go if needed, but so far not needed, and that's a good thing.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.